law by July the 4th. Now, this would be a monumental achievement for the president and another huge promise made and huge promise kept. Now, don't get me wrong, bill's not perfect. There are provisions and policies that I prefer weren't in there. For example, SALT deductions, state and local tax deductions. Well, that rewards blue states for electing tax and spend and high regulating politicians. But unfortunately, that's how the sausage gets made in the swamp, if it's going to get made at all. And by the way, Lindsey Graham kept saying, no, we're going to pass this and we'll have another reconciliation bill and cut spending even further. Love to hear that. No one person, and I said this when I had the Senate town hall and the House town hall, none of you all understand, none of you are going to get everything you want. But at the same time, this legislation is packed with massive, huge, important wins for you, the American people. For starters, Donald Trump's 2017 tax cut, it will be extended. It will be the largest tax cut in American history. Democrats will be voting against the largest tax cut in American history and for the largest tax increase in American history. The bill also eliminating taxes on tips, taxes on overtime. It lowers taxes on Social Security. It tackles waste, fraud, abuse, corruption in Medicaid, and even creates a work requirement for able-bodied Americans now enrolled in the program. The bill also extends the full child tax credit and standard deduction. It allocates funds for Donald Trump's Golden Dome air defense project. May go down one day when we're all long dead and gone as his greatest legacy and save millions of lives. They mocked strategic defense when Reagan brought it up, and they called it Star Wars, and look what it's been able to do to protect Israel. There are other funds for military modernization. I call it the next generation of weaponry, desperately needed because our military has been completely neglected the last 4 years under Biden and Harris. It also has funds for desperately needed border security and the deportations of all these criminals and terrorists, murderers, rapists, cartel members, gang members, other violent criminals, drug dealers in our country, and will put America on a path towards energy dominance and all the wealth that will come with that. The lifeblood of every economy on the face of the earth. We will be an energy-rich nation. And meanwhile, Biden-era climate rules and regulations, they will be repealed. The green tax credit will be eliminated. Biden's student loan scheme and scam, whatever you want to call it, will officially be over. And despite all of the fear-mongering from Democrats, here's what the bill doesn't do. It does not decrease Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, or Social Security benefits. In fact, those earning Social Security, for example, they will take home more money thanks to a reduction in taxes. Medicare payments will increase while Medicaid recipients are protected from fraud. The big, beautiful bill also does not increase the deficit. Instead, the deficit will go down around a little shy of $2 trillion. That's to begin with, according to estimates. But we know that when Reagan cut taxes and President Trump cut taxes, cutting taxes in Reagan's case doubled revenues to the federal government, except Congress spent $1.25 for every new dollar they brought in, because that's what happens when you cut taxes. It stimulates the economy, creates jobs, takes people off the welfare rolls. Guess what? People are working. Now they're paying taxes, and that will benefit working class Americans the most in this bill, increasing their take-home pay. They're all getting more money back, especially if they earn tips on overtime or rely on Social Security. Democrats will vote against all of these benefits for the people that really make this country great, hard-working men and women, and this will solidify the Democratic Party and their positions as nothing but woke, out-of-touch, coastal elitists. That's who they are. That defines their politics. Why would you vote against cutting tax on tips and overtime and the largest tax decrease in history? Why do you want the largest tax increase in history? Why didn't they secure the border? Why won't they vote to secure the border? You know, why won't they vote for energy dominance so we can be an energy-rich country, high-paying career jobs in the energy industry? On top of that, had the $10 trillion in manufacturing commitments President Trump has gotten from companies and countries. Wow, the American people are on the verge of a level of prosperity they have never experienced before. But the so-called champions of the working class and the Democratic Party, they are nowhere to be found when it really matters. Tonight, it really matters. President Trump, he is the driving force behind this legislation. So, of course, they can't give him a win. They'll never support it. It was like last week they were lying about the the attack on Iran's nuclear facilities. Oh, those 14 bunker buster bombs, 30,000-pound bombs, they did no damage, didn't work. What, and trashing our military in the process as they work with skill, precision, courage under fire. I mean, unbelievable. What a success. They are unwilling to work with Republicans because they hate Trump. They don't care for working men and women in this country, and they just care about their woke radical agenda.